Who am I? Why am I here? What's this whole thing about? If you are at a point in your life where these are type of thoughts that are coming to you and you're searching what makes sense to you, whether it's in a religious platform or a spiritual group or doing your own homework. It doesn't matter how you get there. So what I'm going to call this theme, this message today is Explore Thyself. I have to have notes because I've been doing this for so long, I automatically do these things without thinking about the steps. So forgive me referring to my notes. The first thing that I want to say is we are spiritual beings having a human experience, which means we are not human beings having a spiritual experience. Okay, that's very important. And the reason for that is that we are acknowledging and accepting to a degree, there is a higher power other than ourselves. We in the world realize, oh, we can't do this on our own. There are smarter people, richer people, younger people, older people, or influenced people, whatever the case is, there's always somebody more than you in the human realm. But we're not talking about the human realm here. We're talking about the spiritual realm. And your spiritual growth, your spiritual awareness, your spiritual acceptance. This is what I'm speaking today on. Explore Thyself. So the first premise is, I am a spiritual being having a human experience. Now what I'm going to do is I wrote down 7 steps, and I'll go over the steps first, and then I'll go back and explain them more. So the second one doing this is looking inward, being still, being happy, being positive, being personal. What is important to you as an individual? My journey is not the same as yours, Dave, as Ann's or Billy Bob over here. None of us are exactly on the same path at the same understanding. There's many factors here that influence our forward and upward movement. So I'm going to talk about setting aside 10 to 20 minutes every day. And I'm going to say not 7 days a week, 6 days a week, because there's always, you're quietly sitting there, the dog comes to you, throws up, and you immediately have to take care of it because it gets the kids up. And now your 10 minutes of quietness is totally gone. So I'm going to put one day in there that things don't happen perfectly. So if you do these, set aside 10 to 20 minutes, 6 days a week, that's perfect. And in setting aside this time, I want you to find a chair, a sofa, something comfortable that you sit in each time, the same place at the same time. I encourage getting up earlier in the morning versus at the end of the day. We're Americans, we've got a lot of things to do, and by the time we get to bed, we're so daggone tired, we instantly fall asleep. Or we're just so exhausted from the day's activities that we don't have that little something that we need for ourselves. So I'm asking you to decide 10 to 20 minutes a day, the same place, the same time. And let's make it a commitment. I'm going to give examples. You decide which is better. We're going to make a commitment for 6 weeks. We're going to practice what I'm going to speak for 6 solid weeks. No detours, no excuses, no something else. This is for your own personal development, or you're searching for answers that you know are there, but you can't reach them, or they don't make sense, or whatever the case is. So this is your time for yourself. Look at it that way. Number 4 is we're going to do a daily devotional, and I'm just going to put these all together. Number 5 and number 6 are very similar. I want you to have an affirmation. An affirmation is a positive statement Each of ours are going to be different. And number 6 is a theme. So let's have our affirmation and our theme be in the same line. I want to try and start things kind of together and concise versus scattered. So like I said, I'll come back and talk about these more so. And then the 7th is engage with like-minded groups, books, churches, internet, whatever appeals to you. So those are my steps. So let's go back. I think that I said pretty much my concern about the spiritual being versus a human. And this is important because if we think that we have the capabilities within our humanness only, there is not always hope all the time. That we need something to believe that's bigger than ourselves. The fact that you're listening to this, you already are saying, I believe in a higher power, or I believe in a possibility of a higher power. Now, you can go back to the beginning of the earth, and some believe it was creative, what is it called? The creative process, which is kind of described in the Bible. Or you can go back to, what's the one where you're an animal and you come out of the sea and you developed into a monkey, and now we're what do you call that? Sorry, the word escapes me at the moment. So we're going to start with our spiritual base. And even if you're not quite there, for this 6 weeks, you're going to willingly absorb and embrace that statement and that idea of being a spiritual being. Being a spiritual being means that you are a child of God. Every one of you. The thief, the liar, the homemaker, the politician, the ditch digger. We are all children of God. And what does that mean? That means what God is, we are. Now, we may be still in a stage of development. I'll go along with that. I know I am. It's like an unfinished painting, a piece of art. It's an unfinished portrait. We're still unfolding, still learning, still moving forward and upward. So we're going to start with this premises that we are children of God. Being children of God, we are what God is. God is love. I am love. God is prosperity. You are prosperity. God is forgiveness and compassion and wisdom. And we just go on and on. He is all this, all the time. And our journey, I believe, is a pathway back to the heavens where God is. And I would like to say that the heavens are really on the other side of your breath. It's not way up there in the sky. So I feel that one has to have that premise, or want to have that premise. May not believe totally, but just have a desire. Yes, I want to believe this. So that's the first foundation. And from that, everything can happen. Because once I say something like an affirmation, all right? Well, if you look at it just in the human side, you're going to be saying this. But if you're trying to be bringing out the spiritual side, it's going to be something totally different. So like I said, we're staying on the spiritual side. The human side will take care of itself for right now. All right. So let's look inward and be still. That's why I say go to a quiet place, same time, every day, and be able to be mindful, be able to go inward, be able to be quiet, personal to your own personality. What is comforting to you? So we relax ourselves, we get ourselves kind of in a meditative state of slowing down, focusing on the spiritual, not what we're going to eat for breakfast, not who's going to take the kids to school, not how am I going to finish that report at work. We're going to keep our mind on the spirit and in our own spirit within, because we want to develop this. Okay. So let's get back to the commitment. We said we're going to set aside 10 to 20 minutes. 10 minutes is a short period, and it may seem too long for you to give each day, but it's going to be worth every moment. Remember, this is a commitment. We are exploring ourselves. We're seeing, is this real? Are these things about spirit real? Am I a spiritual being? You have to be in that mindset. You can't say, oh no, I'm not, this is a bunch of crap, or whatever, because if you have that mindset, you're stopping yourself before you even start. It's just like planning a vacation. You find your destination, you pack, you get your car ready because you're driving, or you get a plane ticket because you're going on a plane, you arrive, you have activities there or no activities, but it's a plan, it's a commitment. You choose to go on vacation and do this. Well, this is the same thing. You're just doing a commitment of knowing yourself a little bit better. So that's this. You have to have parameters and a base to start anything. You can't just say, oh, I want it, and then you don't do anything about it. Because how stupid is it to have the same behavior and expect a different result? And I didn't make that up. That's quite well known. So now we have made a commitment. We've decided where we're going to be. I like my little sofa here. This is mine. I get up 6 something. I get my cup of coffee and I come here and I spend at least 30 minutes every day. Now, how I spend it is a little bit individualized. I start with a devotional. I start with a daily message. Today's message may be praying for others. Tomorrow's message may be my health. So there are different messages. Pick what you want. I have a Unity magazine. Oh, I don't have it here right in front of me. And that's what I do. I start with a daily message. Okay, let's say you don't have, excuse me, you're not going to a particular church, or you don't have any. There are so many inspirational books out there. They're countless. One that I like is by Sarah Young. She has Jesus Lives, Jesus Speaks, Jesus Is, and it has a daily message every day. And it just calms us down into a positive statement, a positive train of mind. And when we're meditating, relaxing, we kind of fall into that. So let's just say that it's your health. The message is on health. Health isn't just the physical conditions of your life, it's also your mental health, your emotional health, your spiritual health. We disregard that all the time, especially as a human. Our ego is saying, no, this is who we are. Well, obviously that hasn't worked, or you wouldn't be listening to this pod. So there's something more to life than being a human. Whether people agree with you or not, you have a restlessness right now, viewers, because you're thinking about these things. You're investigating. Is it true? What can I do to be part of this more? Or do I want to even do it? So through this commitment, it's showing you are making an effort, a conscious effort to bring out your spiritual side. It really, when I said you're a spiritual being, that means that's who you are, your core wise. You just use the human body as a vehicle, just like you'd use a Jeep or a bus or a sailboat. Those are just vehicles getting you to your destination. When you are a spiritual being, you are just unfolding what's already inside you. You're just affirming, looking for, examining whatever verb you want to do it, because all the work is inside. It's not out here, it's inside. So in your meditation and your quietness and accepting yourself as a child of God and your spiritual core, then that opens up all these doors and avenues that your human side can't necessarily do. All right? So it's just taking that thought and just turning it this way. It's just looking at it from a different point of view. When you believe that you are a spiritual child of God, that means you can do that which God can do. You have God wisdom, as I said earlier. You have God love. You have God compassion. You're way better than your human love, your human compassion, your human wisdom. Those are limited. Your spiritual qualities are never limited, because God is never limited. Never. So, you can see why that's such an important base. All right, so we said the daily devotional. Get something that appeals to you. Don't get what I get. Get something appeal, but make an effort. Go out, order it, buy it, go through your library, get it, whatever it is. Make an effort to have something right there when you start meditating to get you into that frame of mind. Slow down your breath. Become quiet and inward. It's worth it. Now, the fifth one I said is an affirmation, a positive statement. Let's say you want to work on your health. As an example, we all have health issues. There's nobody exempt. So let's say your health, I'm going to make it an easy one. Let's say your health issue, I don't have any energy. I'm tired all the time. I don't want to do. So it's not a specific disease as an example. Lord, I don't get it. I'm not that old. Life just doesn't seem to be exciting, or it doesn't work out the way I want, or whatever your issue is, but it's lack of energy and a disinterest in life. You're not happy, you're not motivated, and this is your health issue. Well, when you believe in the divine, when you believe in your own divinity as well as God's divinity, then that's how you work on it. Like I'll read it because I'm not the origin of this. Let's affirm the constant presence of God. We affirm the divinity within each of us and our oneness with all other beings. We affirm a universe of abundance and good. Now, that doesn't necessarily go with the health thing, which I kind of got off of that a little bit, sorry. But you see an example of it. Let me find a health one. Let's see. Healing, okay. Okay, here's one. Oh, I love this one. I relax and breathe into the awareness of divine life, active in every cell of my body. As I release past concerns, Spirit within me calms my thoughts, frees my emotions, and repairs my body in a continual process. Healing is happening. Another one. Outward appearances of disease are temporary. I am healthy, well, and whole in mind, body, and spirit. This is my truth, capital T. I claim this truth, and I walk in this truth each and every moment of each and every day. This is how you get started. You have an affirmation like that that works on an issue you personally are having. You say it repeatedly during your meditation as well as during the day, especially when you feel the most tired and uninvolved and uninspired. Fill your mind again and your spirit again with the truth. You are a spiritual creature. You are capable of getting out of this dullness that you're in, or whatever this sadness or whatever it is that you're going through. So have them work together. Have your affirmations with your theme of what you want to work on work for you. I know my first one was two of them. I was having not money issues, but I just never had any money. I wasn't homeless. I wasn't, I did have things. I did have a car. I did have a job, but just never seemed to have enough money. So one of my prayers was about the financial abundance that's surrounding me. So, and I did this for several months. Within that year, later in that year, I got a check from the U.S. government for several $1,000s. I had my home, and I put some new energy efficient windows in, but I didn't fill out the paperwork because I was just 20 something, and I didn't even know that it was an exemption anyway. So the government gave me the financial amount of what the exemption would have been. They caught it. Now, where does that come from? I mean, that was amazing that happened. So things do happen. Oh, and in that same period of time, I had loaned I think $500 to someone that I knew. I hadn't gotten the money back for years. All of a sudden, I get that $500 back. So when you realign your thinking, when you put a base of spirituality and divinity on it as you, things are going to change. Are they going to change tomorrow? Maybe not, but they will change because you're changing. The way you're viewing things are changing. You're not looking at the lack, you're looking at the abundance. Okay.
That's pretty powerful.
Yeah, it is. And the last one is engage with like-minded groups.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, when I say a group, it could be a church. It could be people that get together under a heading of, I don't want to put a certain names because I don't want you to limit it. What is acceptable to you, I'm sure will be fine. Because if it's not acceptable to you, you're going to be resisting. This is not about resistance. This is about accepting. Okay, maybe you're not accepting what you originally thought because over time your thinking changes. And that's okay. Do what's comfortable for you. You can always change it, you can upgrade it, you can update it, you can mix it around. That's up to you. But having a group to be with, or books to be with, or a television program. And I'll give an example. I'm in love with Joel Osteen.
Okay.
He is a positive motivator with spiritual and religious topics. He is the seed of hope because he's always bringing you up, saying, God loves you. He's in charge of you. He's taking care of you. Open your eyes to see him. Open your ears to hear him. Speak his blessings to others to help them. So these are some practical steps, and you can make this as personal. As a matter of fact, I encourage it. Make this as personal as you want. If you want to do 3 affirmations, do it. You don't have to do just one. You want to read more than one daily devotional? Do it. You want to make it an hour and 10 minutes instead of minutes? Do it. These are just suggestions to get your feet in the water. That's all this is. And by making a commitment and sticking with it, you're going to open up doors that you didn't even know were closed. Now,
Making a commitment and sticking
and sticking with it, because you want a higher level of living. Well, you know what? It's not on every street corner, you just pick it up and take it. No, you've got to work for it. Just like you've got to plan that vacation. You can't just all of a sudden say, well, I'm going to leave tomorrow, and you don't have a car, you don't have a plane, you don't have a destination. You're not going to get anywhere. So you have to think, what is it I want? This is a way to get it. Let me do it for 6 weeks, and then let me reevaluate. What happened within that 6 weeks? Do I feel the same way as I did? That will be the biggest difference right there. You're going to see little things opening up, little possibilities. Maybe new people come into your life. Maybe, I don't know what. I'm not going to say this or that. Things will happen because you're putting them into motion. You are putting them into motion by streamlining your thinking, making it positive. It doesn't have to be biblical, but that can be a tool. Remember, any of these things you add are tools to help you. You don't have to stick with the hammer if you like the screwdriver instead. It's okay. It's okay. Do it as you wish, but make it personal. Make it have meaning to you. You don't have to tell your parents, your friends, your spouse.
So,
this is on you.
Somebody else. Make
Right.
it personal.
Yeah, make it personal.
Have meaning to you.
Right. Because it's your spiritual growth, not their spiritual growth. But I guarantee you, you stay on this path, people will notice. They're saying, there's something different about you. Or they'll start coming to you for advice because they see that you've calmed down and you're cool and collective and you're not being dramatic and earthbound and have all these human emotions that go up and down and up and down. No, you're going to find your peace because you're going to see, I am a child of God. I am a child of God, and I have no limitations except for what I put on myself. So my friends, take the time to make a commitment. Put a time on it so you can feel that you're not wasting your time, so to speak. Make some decisions and follow it through. But follow it through the way that makes sense to you, your comfort level, not mine or somebody else's. So good luck. It's going to be one of the best decisions you've ever made in your life. Thank you.